We're going to talk about mental illness, and I know there's a lot of different types, but for the sake of this bit, I'm going to break them down into two camps. Camp one, mentally disturbed people. These are people with a mental illness that is disturbing to them. You know, and there's a lot of different kinds. There's the, everything's a germ, man. I wear plastic gloves like a Subway sandwich artist because I know everything's gonna infect me. And I wear a SARS mask on my bicycle when I go to work. And, or I gotta flip the light switch 3 times before I go to work. 1, 2, 3, and then I wipe my feet on the mat. 1, 2, 3, and then if I think I forgot to do the light switch, I'll go home from work on my lunch break. 1, 2, 3. And these boil all the way down to the government has a chip in my head and they're tracking my thoughts and they're making me do stuff. Camp 1, mentally disturbed. Camp 2, mentally challenged people. Also have a mental disability, they just don't seem disturbed by it on any level. They seem to quite enjoy having that disability. They both have a mental impairment, but only one of the two camps gets any kind of sympathy. Mentally challenged people get all the hugs and kickball in the world. Everyone loves them. Mentally disturbed get kicked the fuck out of the house as soon as they're old enough. There's something wrong with that boy. He's got the devil in him. Get out of my house. He doesn't have the devil in him. He's got a fucking mental illness. Take care of him. But you don't with Camp 1s because mentally disturbed people are frightening and irritating. They seem dangerous a lot of the time. They have bees living in their beard and they walk through the crosswalk talking to themselves. And you know if you make eye contact, all of those problems in his head are gonna be your problem. And occasionally, it's very rare, but it's always well publicized. Randomly, sometimes mentally disturbed people will go kill a whole bunch of folks for no logical reason that you can see. So you don't want to give them the same sympathy and safe quarter that you do mentally challenged people. No one ever says that. Retards never kill people. Nobody ever says, did you hear about Kevin? He went all downsy and shot up a movie theater. It's the weirdest thing. He went full-blown special needs and drowned his own children in a bathtub. Nobody saw it coming. So retards get to live at home until they're 45 or 80. You can never tell how old they are. While your crazy people just get chucked into the street as soon as they turn of age. And then you got free-range crazies walking all over the streets and living in the parks. And then who has to deal with that problem? Us. Smokers. Nobody spends more time caring for the mentally disturbed than smokers, because while you're all in here laughing your balls off at some silly play or breakdancing or whatever you do on a Saturday night, we're out front like a salt lick for the homeless. You're a stationary target. Oh, here he comes. Oh, hotbox it, honey. Get $1 for him. It's not fair. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. Who's that sign apply to? Where do you enforce that? With your Negroes or your homosexuals or your Muslims? You'd fucking get shut down in a second. That sign applies to crazies and crazies alone. You couldn't even do that with a retarded kid. Ma'am, your son spilling the cream of wheat out of his mouth. It's making people dry heave. But no, just crazies can you use that on, and it's fucked up. Hey, Benny Shitpants, get off my coffee counter. You're stinking up the place, and the bees in your beard are stinging my customers. You gotta take care of them equally. The whole idea that parents are no longer responsible for their children after a certain age is such utter bullshit. You should be responsible for your children for the rest of your natural life. You did that. It's not, as soon as you turn 18, it's not your fault. No, it's your fucking fault. Anytime you make the decision to have a child, you're taking a gigantic risk. You have no idea what kind of problem is about to flop out of your pink hole. So if you roll shitty dice at that craps game, society should not be responsible for covering your gambling losses. Pay your marker, motherfucker. The mob's gonna take your thumbs. You can't just do that. We all show up on this planet in the same state of confusion and terror. It's like if we all left this building right now, just disappeared and reappeared on another alien planet, no memory of ever being here or being a thing, just all of a sudden you exist. What the fuck? You got a couple of basic instincts. I'm hungry, throw food down this hole, and I'm cold, so wrap me up in something. But other than that, what the fuck is going on? Anyone? And there's other people who showed up just as fucked up and confused as you are, but they've been there longer. So they could give you a few hot tips. Like, yeah, if it stinks, don't step in it. And someone said eat kale, and that's good for you. And don't get a LinkedIn profile because the spam is endless and you'll never use it. But other than that, I don't really have any answers for you. And then some of you sadists take this to the next level where you say, let's pull that same practical joke on somebody else who doesn't exist. Fuck me in the front potato, we'll watch it fall out all terrified and confused, and we'll laugh at it for as long as that joke stays fresh. And then we'll wait till his knees are strong enough to hold up his upper body weight, and we'll make him work around the house forever for nothing. Sorry, black people, you do not corner that market on slavery. Every single one of us was born into indentured servitude. 18 years a slave. Make that Oscar-winning motion picture. 18 years a slave. You had me. I used to be nothing. I didn't exist, and I never had a bad day. Then you create me. I come into this world, the next thing I know, I'm doing yard work and dishes. I got chores, and then do your homework. And when your homework's done, then you're grounded. Fuck you, cunt that had me without my consent. I'm grounded. I'm 13 years old. You know what I could do? I could make a dude, too. I know your law says 18, but nature said 13. I could crank out a dude just like you did that didn't exist, put him on your dime, and he's gonna half my workload. Subcontract that piece of shit out to rake leaves. But I didn't do that because I'm not a dick. But if my parents were alive today, I would sue them into poverty just for having me against my will. Set legal precedent. They weren't bad people, but you made me out of nothing. Then you kicked me out when I was 18. Now I'm 48. I'm ugly, I'm drunk, I don't have a strong closer for this special. And you're conveniently dead before I can sue you. It's wrong. And I'm not even crazy or retarded. I'm just unamused with the outcome of their poorly thought through prank. Not funny, lady. Retarded is, I know, unfashionable to use, but it's still in play down here. If you're visiting, go down the neighboring town, Douglas, Arizona, where they take care of Camp 2s, still have their big vintage sign, Douglas Association for Retarded Citizens, 1963. It's beautiful. Any hipster would be proud to have that in their man cave. But the thing with the word retarded is not like other epithets. It was not a word of hatred. Retarded was the medical definition. It was actually a word born in sensitivity. Because they used to call them, before retarded was the word, doctors would use imbecile or moron. This is something a smart fuck at Harvard has labeled the euphemism treadmill. Moron and imbecile were the correct terms for a while, and what happened is we co-opted those words to call our friend when he does something incredibly stupid. To the point where it became an insult. So out of sensitivity, they changed the word to retarded. And what happened was we co-opted that word to call our friend when he does something incredibly stupid. So you can keep changing the word, and if you make the new one stick, that's what I'm gonna call my friend. Did you just put a metal plate in a microwave? What are you, developmentally disabled? You don't fucking put a metal plate in a microwave? Who doesn't know that? You can make it as difficult to pronounce and Latin-based and medical-rooted, and if you make it stick, that's the new word I'm gonna call my friend when he trips over his own shoelaces. Ha ha! You just exhibited some of the atlantoaxial instability that is usually associated with the trisomy 21 genetic imbalance. Oh, you fucking loser. And you still have some blogger or a Susan Blackford in the back of the room going, "That's not funny. Letter to the editor. My son was born with the trisomy 21 chromosomal imbalance, and if you ever had to raise a child in such a condition, you would show more sensitivity and not use that kind of word, mocking to..." This is where she's being thrown out by Chad Shank in my imagination. You have to take care of your crazy people. That's the whole point of this. And they don't here. I don't know if Bingo, my girlfriend, you know, is she's mentally ill. Camp 1, mostly. Shows signs of Camp 2 here and again, but yeah, she bipolar, schizoaffective is her diagnosis. Do we have, and I'm not trying to open up the floor for open mic, but are there any like legitimately diagnosed, medicated crazy here tonight? Labeled? What's your label?
Clinically depressed.
Clinically depressed.
Bipolar.
Yeah.
Bipolar. Canadian, see? That kind of proves my point. See, if I was asking if anyone, if I said my girlfriend surviving cancer, has anyone else had cancer, you'd fucking disease, you wouldn't go, "My wife's a cancer!" I'm saying that you can shit all over crazy people where retards are sacrosanct. They're both mentally ill. I think you just kind of proved my point. You can't even say, crazy people, you can call them whatever you want. Fucking lunatic, psycho, nut job, wacko. You drop a tard bomb in mixed company. Oh, you better pick up the check at that company luncheon. Thank you for making my point. Clinically depressed, you might just be correct. Bipolar, welcome to town. I hope you're not here seeking treatment. Because Arizona's kind of notorious for not taking care of mentally ill people. Well, Jared Loughner. A few years ago, for people who are watching this, if it ever gets released, Jared Loughner was one of our Camp One mentally disturbed people, and he thought the government was playing with his head, and he had all sorts of weird theories, and he had to take it out by going down to the Safeway in Tucson, and he killed, I think, 7 people or 9 people, and he shot our Congresswoman, Gabrielle Giffords, shot her right in the fucking bean, whap! And she survived, sorta. She walks among us, but... No, this is the good part, is one of our mentally disturbed people shot our Congresswoman directly into Camp 2. She's straight up retarded now. She lived, much to her husband's chagrin. She did manage to pull through. Wait, if you don't know the story, it might be a little touchy for the locals, but her husband was an astronaut, and after she got shot, mentally retarded, she's still in a rehabilitation facility when he had to take his last space mission, and you know he was hoping to get lost up there like George Clooney in Gravity. She's gotta live. I can't fucking do it. Put me on the leakiest rocket with the worst maintenance record and shoot me the fuck out of here. This is Major Tom to ground control. Is my wife still shot retarded? Is she still making those awkward personal appearances? Where she gives a speech, but no one knows what the fuck she just said. This is only okay to laugh at if you need a reason for it to be okay. Is because at the time that Jared Loughner, mentally disturbed, shot our Congresswoman, mentally challenged, we ranked 49th in mental health care under her watch as a Congresswoman. That's out of 50 for a lot of my fans. It's not very good. That's your job. That's not so much tragic as that's some instant karma's about to catch you right in the grape, Gabby. Poof, bam! Should have chucked some of that retard money Crazy's way. Crazies don't have a big 1963 vintage sign out on the highway. If you want to drive by on your way out of town tomorrow, drive past where Bingo gets mental health care, is in a U-shaped strip mall on the outskirts of town on Highway 92. On this side of the U is the Second Amendment gun shop. In the middle of the U is the Beast Brewery, and on her end is Community Intervention Associates, with the acronym blown up on the door, where you do not get to see a doctor. You see a registered nurse via Skype. A woman that I was actually in the room when she said to Bingo, next time you feel like cutting yourself, try doing something positive instead, like get a new hairstyle or a manicure. It's fucking actual quote. So if you have a mental health issue like a Jared Loughner, and you think, oh, you get the shortwave radio is playing in your head, and the plastic bags are flowing around your brain like poltergeist, and you want to do the bad thing, and you're loading a clip, and that last rational synapse is telling you maybe you should seek some mental health care first. In order to get that health care, you would have to stroll past the gun shop, then past the bar, walk through a tinted glass door marked CIA for Community Intervention Associates, where you talk to a television set that's talking back to you. And you wonder why people die in hails of gunfire in America. It ain't ISIS. You know what I was thinking, Alex, if you can hear me, is I would love to hear the second-hand review of this show from Sherry, the checker at Safeway in Lane 4, the town gossip, who just hears about it and then tells everyone else what she heard. And I heard it was like $50, and it sold out in 6 minutes, and all he talked about was retarded people beheading Gabby Giffords, and I would never pay that. I'm in a hurry, Sherry. If you go to Safeway, don't go to fucking aisle 4, lane 4. Just